Hello, it's Miko Sam Possible. Miko's my name is Tanfrey16. Welcome back to another episode of Reading Your Comments, episode 184. It is Sunday, or maybe Saturday if you're watching this day early on Patreon. For those who don't know, Patrons have the option to watch these as well as the reaction videos up to a day early, I should say. That's what I was going for. Sometimes more. I combine those two sentences. Up to a day early, or sometimes more. And you get your name in a video description as well. But regardless of what day you're watching this on, let's go ahead and read some comments. Interesting to hear your comment about things that you won't do to get past copyright, especially not shrinking it into a tiny rectangle in a corner. It's the reason why yours is the best reaction channel I've come across. The experience is closer to sitting down at home and watching TV with a friend, rather than being shown clips on a phone while waiting for a bus stop. Well, I appreciate that, and that's somewhat what I'm going for. Also, another reason why I don't do the rectangle thing, or speed it up or slow it down, or stuff like that, is just because I think it looks like shit. I'm not shitting on anybody who does it that way. You gotta do what you gotta do. But like, personally, how I feel about it is this. If I think something looks bad, then why would I share it? You know? Like, if I don't like it, then I'm not gonna upload it. This is probably a question you've been asked before, but I'm just wondering if there's a particular reason why you enjoy British or Irish comedy, love the uploads. Well, I guess I could tell the story again of how I got into this. So, a couple years ago, a friend of mine, Hotshot, I was streaming on Twitch and he said randomly to me, he's like, hey, I don't know why, I guess he's just had random ideas. He's like, hey, if I send you a compilation of British children's shows, will you do a reaction video to it? And I was like, okay, because at the time I was exclusively a gaming Let's Play channel. I had never done anything different. So I'm like, sure, why not? So I did a reaction video, and it became like my most viewed video, and it got only like 1,000 views, which at the time was my most viewed video. And then I think November of that same year, I did a soap operas one. And I remember people in the soap operas comments were complaining there's no Coronation Street. And then I met Rob for YouTube Messenger, which is no longer a thing. And he sent me a copy of Coronation Street. And he started sending me some more stuff. And eventually, in the middle of 2018, we did the commercials, which blew up and sent my channel from like 900 subscribers to like 6,000 in like a week span. And I'm like, all right, well, can't really ignore this. And admittedly, at first, I was doing it because it was like, I was too stubborn at first. I definitely should have. I'd probably be better off now if I had switched out of being a gaming channel earlier, but I didn't. I still did the gaming uploads regularly, did reactions like every 4 days. That was the schedule at one point. There was one reaction every 4 days. And that was probably a bad idea. But it was the stubbornness in me and the fact that I was more doing it at the time just because I knew I needed to have any kind of channel growth. But as time went on and more went on, I started to enjoy it more and more, and I started to get into it more and more, and I started to like, I think the In-Betweeners definitely started to jumpstart my enjoyment with it, and then I think really after Father Ted was when I really felt like I was in it, and then the gaming videos started to be phased out more and more. They don't even exist now, I think it's actually been over a year since I've done a gaming video. I think the last one was in like June of last year. And again, probably phased those out a little too late, probably should have done it earlier. But as the years have gone on, I've enjoyed it more and more, and I mean, yeah, it's what I do now as far as YouTube, and I don't regret it. One thing to bear in mind if reacting to the original Brass Eye series, the Drugs episode, although hilarious, features VMP David Arness being conned into condemning a made-up drug. As most people know, he was tragically murdered last year during a meeting. I have advocated in the past for these episodes to be reacted to, but it might not be appropriate to do so now. I get where you're coming from. I'm probably still going to watch it, but if I remember, and hopefully I'll try to make a acknowledgement of what you just said. Guest House Parasito is the bottom movie, so it does have reckoning. Oh, okay, it's a bottom movie. Well, I should probably finish bottom before I do that then. What the fuck? Where the hell did you get a blobby mask? eBay. Hey, Noah, did you hear news Love Island is coming to America TV? I guess you'll be reacting to it. It came to America TV a while ago. There's a Love Island US now. Are they bringing the UK show to America TV? If so, God help us. But I did Love Island 4 years ago, and did it once, and I plan to keep it at once. I did read years ago about the house they used for shooting The Good Life. Every time they came, they dug the garden up and then restored the garden when they finished. Every single time? Were they using the house for something else as well? Because that sounds like a waste of time, to be honest. You might as well just kept it dug up until you were done shooting completely with the show. Hair's looking good, my dude. Thank you. I've been growing it now more than a year. I think I first shaved it around this time last year. How much longer I'm going to grow it? Don't know, but we'll see. Great episode of Car Share, such a good program. I love how invested you are. The next one is my favorite, it involves a monkey. Okay, are we finally at the damn monkey episode? Because ever since I started Car Share, from the very first reaction, all I've heard about is this damn monkey episode. Like, people have said, oh, you gotta get to the one with the monkey. So I'm glad we're finally about there. You're not alone. I also thought Peter was playing Elsie in Car Share. He plays multiple characters so often, so you expect it to be him. Yeah, it kind of looked like him too. I was honestly shocked when I found out it wasn't. Growing up is realizing the Horrid Henry books aren't a story about a terrible kid, they're a story about terrible parents. Henry and Peter are only about a year or two apart in age. It's like they're wildly different stages of life with different needs, yet they give way more emotional support and praise and attention to Peter, and pay only attention to Harry when he's misbehaving. Yeah, I agree, it's bullshit. It's like, oh, why are you lashing out so much, Harry? I don't know, maybe because he wants his mom to love him. The fuck? The author of Horrid Henry was so desperate to get things published, they signed away all adaptation rights to the publishing company in order to get the book out, meaning the creator of Horrid Henry gets nothing from all the shows and films. So like a reverse Star Wars situation? My favorite part is when Horrid Henry said it's Morbin time and morbed out on those guys. Hey, Horrid Henry sequel? Morbius sequel? Coincidence? Yes. Fantastic, it'd be great to have Dairy Girls as a monthly series. Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna add it. I was going to start doing Ashes to Ashes monthly next month, but I think I'm actually going to instead that new releasing shows per season format that I started with the young ones. I'm probably gonna do that for Ashes to Ashes instead. This is the first time I watched Dairy Girls and I enjoyed it. It definitely seems to have its own distinctive style rather than being an imitation of In-Betweeners, as some people suggested, and I'd happily watch more of it. Nice. And I agree. That's all I was told going into it. And I get why. I don't think people were necessarily trying to say they're the same show. I think that people were just maybe trying to sell me on it. You know, it's like, oh, it's like female In-Betweeners. But I think that's more why people were trying to say it that way. But it's definitely not like the In-Betweeners. It's definitely got its own thing going on. Surprised you didn't need subtitles for Dairy Girls. A lot of us Brits need subtitles to watch it. Otherwise, we might miss some of the things they're saying. If you want to make sure you don't miss anything, I would definitely recommend a version with good subtitles. I get where you're coming from, but it's hard doing subtitles with comedy shows because a lot of times it's hard not to, spoil punchlines and shit. And sometimes it's hard to focus on both the subtitles and the shows going on as well. So yeah, I don't think I'll ever do anything with subtitles. Not a comedy thing, at least. Request for what to watch? You should watch Mrs. Brown's Boys. It's a good show. It was made in Ireland for BBC. It's funny. Do it on Dailymotion. I did an episode of it on April Fool's Day a couple years ago. I couldn't really get into it, to be honest, and there seems to be enough vitriol surrounding that show that I'm probably just gonna pass on seeing more. So hard not to give spoilers for you, I know, but I appreciate it, trust me. Like, I honestly do appreciate it. There's so many people that would just spoil random shit for me, and it annoys the fuck out of me, so I know it's hard, but just know that I appreciate you. Russell Brand is now a weird YouTube conspiracy peddler, which is probably not even the worst thing about him, so I wouldn't worry about disliking the guy. I didn't know that factoid, but that somehow surprises me, and also does not surprise me at all. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for another episode of Reading Your Comments. The comments in this video were pulled from the following: Reading Your Comments 183, American Reacts to The Good Life 3, Car Share 9, Horrid Henry, Dairy Girls, Robot Wars, The Fourth Wars 14, and Rob Brydon's Annually Retentive. If you want a chance to get your comment read, in next week's episode of Reading Your Comments, the videos to comment on are as follows. This video, the reaction video that came out yesterday, which was Benidorm, the reaction videos that come out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Those are the places to comment on if you want a chance to get your comment read in next week's episode of Reading Your Comments. But that is going to do it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to leave it a like. If you didn't like it, don't. If you want to follow any of my social media links, my Twitch where I stream every single day, my second channel, Free Skin Reviews, my Twitter, if you want to follow me on my Patreon. If you want to support me or my Dailymotion, all those things are in the video description down below, as well as the Twitch VODs channel and the community Reddit. Also in the video description, thank you to all my patrons who are named there. In addition to getting your name in the video description, you also have access for as low as $1 or £1 to the reaction videos, as well as these reading your comments up to a day early, sometimes more. With all that being said though, my name is Taffrey16. It's been episode 184 of Reading Your Comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.